Hi, Carol here, and welcome back to part 2 of my partial double die cutting, and I think it's totally awesome. So we have our 5.5 by 6 inch card base made of Gina K Pure Luxury 120 pound cardstock, and it is going to open this way. I'm sorry, I had the camera up to show you the coloring we're going to do with our Peerless watercolors. And then I am going to have the piece of Tim Holtz watercolor paper in the background that I already did up right here with the crackle medium. And I don't know if you can see this, it's still drying. This is awesome. Can you see those crackles in there on that crackle paste that I used in part 1? I will link both parts up to this. It is amazing, just amazing. So when we watercolor this, because it's on watercolor paper, it's going to come out awesome. And this is from this Deco Art Media crackle paste. Oops, sorry, that I got at Buffalo Stamp and Stuff, where I shop. Hey Sharon, most awesome store ever. Okay, so now I did the one fish, and I want to show you this. I put the microcore tape on over top. Bad move when I set the die down, because when I released it, it took up some of the paper. But, and when I die cut it, some of the, right here, that you can see a little bit of the paint went down there. But I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to redo it. And if you know me, you know I don't like imperfection in my cards as least as possible. But when you put him under this vertigo paper, you do not see any imperfection. Nothing, because he's swimming in the water, right? So that is going to be awesome. So I kept it, and now I'm going to go on to the second one and the third one, and then we're going to assemble our card quickly, and it will be the cutest card ever. Yes. And it's almost like a one-layer card to me, but it's 3 layers. And I love that double die cutting that I saw this morning on the classroom over on Ellen Hudson with Julie Ebersol. It's pretty cool. All right, so I'm going to take a larger brush here. No, I'm going to take a detail brush. Take some of the water, excess water off, and I'm going to go in with the Heliotrope purple. I just call it purple. I'm doing different shades of purple with my Peerless watercolors. So I'm going to do this little gaffer right here. Let me see if I can hone in a little bit more for you. There we go. I honestly have to get up to see this. There we are. Okay. Oh, wrong side. I'm doing this one. Where is that little guy? I have to find him. Isn't that something? This. That's the end. I am going with this little one right there. Okay, we're all set. So, I'll start out. Oh, that's a real deep purple. That's nice. On the first one, and then I'll grab some water down in here, and I'll pull from it for the next layer so it's nice and light. And I think I will just go right ahead and because I'm die cutting it, I can't go out of the lines much. Because of that vertigo paper, I don't think it's going to matter, but okay, so I want this one light. I'm going to keep this one dark. Let's grab some more. Oh. And we'll darken this up. Have your cloth right there. There we go. There. Just darkening up this first section. Then I'll come in on the second section. And then the last one. Doesn't hold a lot of water on the Peerless because the tip is so small. There we go. I'm going to do a little darker up at the top and let it run down like that. Then I'm going to pick up some yellow ochre. I know it seems like a weird combo, but I think it'll look good together. And as suspected, it does. I like it. Then I'm going to grab just some water. I have a paper towel to the left of me, just to brighten it up. Here. There we go. And then I'm going to come in with that yellow ochre just to go underneath here a little bit, let it run up like that. Awesome. Isn't it funny how we get, well, I get so picky with just the little stuff, because this little stuff can be more intense than coloring a large painting. And then underneath I'll go a little dark, same as on the fin. I'll brighten it up with some yellow. How's that? There we go. I need to make a lot of it dark because if it's too light, you're not going to see behind the vertigo paper. Okay, I'm going to leave that, and I'm going to grab another watery one to just bring in a different hue of that purple there. There we go. And then you're not really going to see it, seriously, behind that paper to fuss a lot. There, I like that. Okay, let's move on to this one. I'll flip my pages down, and I think I'll go in the greens. So I'll take this green, which is, what number is that? Number 5 is, it's not deep chrome green. I don't have that one on there, but I'm going to do him like a limey green. I'll come back and do that little gaffer's eye too with my ink essentials once I cut it out. Oh, I have a little bit of paper on there. There we are. I'm just adding water to get that paper up. Oh. Okay, grab a different brush. I'm going to go into the grass green and just let it do its thing there. There we go. And I'm going to do it all green, I think. We'll see. I'm going to put some gray, maybe some black in here. Okay. There we go. Pull some of that forward. Underneath. Cute. Okay, I'm going to even go a deep chrome green. Let's see how that looks. And let it just work its way out there and dry. Because it dries so much lighter, eh? There, I'm going to set that and let that just saturate into there before I cut it. As always, you don't leave well enough alone, right? And then I'll take the fine brush here somewhere and I'm going to do the eyes. Let's see. Aquamanot red. Wow, that's a different color. I don't know what color that is. I don't think I want to touch anything with that. That is major. I think I'll just blow this dry and see what it looks like here. Oops, sorry. And then I'm going to come across here, a little bit of water while this is warm because it will break up the watermarks. There we are. Oh, I love that look. Look at this. Second, I'll show you here close up. That looks really good. Look at this. Let me just bring it up. Isn't this cute? Here we go. I like that look. Cutesy wootsy. I'm good with it behind this because let's do that. That's how you check it out. Oh, sorry. See how it's staggered because of that vertigo paper. I love it. Okay, let's put these aside for just a minute and let's die cut these so we can put this card together. I want to thank everybody for joining me and everybody that got back to me for winning. Appreciate that. And if you have any questions, go over to my blog and leave me a comment. And let's get the little cutie pie here too. You know what's funny? These magnets push your die where you don't want it. Yeah, I can't do that one at the same time. It's pulling my magnet. And I don't want to tape it because of what happened last time, so I'll do one at a time. It's okay. I'm okay with that. There's one. So there's one little fish. I'll do is that, oh my, sorry. There. There's the green. Two-toned. Cute, cute. And here comes my little purple guy. Okay. And then I had these other fish that you know, if you're going to stamp, you might as well stamp a whole bunch, right? Okay. Cute. I like that one too. So that's good. A different range of colors. Now let's work on our crackle. Now if you want more crackle, all you have to do is work your paper in. See that? I gotta get close up because this is the best crackle paste I have seen up to date. And that only took a half an hour to dry. There we are. And let's not lose our dies right there. Okay, then now the assembling of the card and we're all set. Okay, let's see. Quickly, let's do the blues and purples. I'm going to get out a bigger brush. Let's go with this brush here. And that is a Grumbacher Filbert 4625. And I will do the purple tones. There we go. Purple is good in the water. Oh my, this is gorgeous. I think I'm going to saturate this just a bit. Then I'm going to show you because I'm going to go in with blues, it doesn't matter that it has purple in the water. Okay. This is really saturated. Okay, I want to show you this. Let's come down on here. Let me bring it up close for you. Isn't that awesome? Look at those crackles. So let's put that down. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Get rid of this. I want you to see the hues as I'm coloring. Okay. I don't want that or my card in this mess. All right, so we have let's put some mauve in there. Right in the middle on the waves, like that. Then I'll switch and do some Alice Blue. Pretty. Oh, that's nice. Really pretty. And we'll do some Butterfly Wing Blue. There we are. Can you see how pretty that looks? I'm going to deepen it up with some Virginia Green. Just a little bit in the water here. Okay. Put it in with the purple, it looks really cool. And some more Alice Green. I'm sorry, blue. And in the water, I need to add some orange. Just a little hint of it up in here. There we are. Just changes the value of the green. Down here. Then there, let's see. How do you like this? Isn't that pretty? It's really vibrant. I don't want to lose this ink, so I'm going to go in with it like that. Very nice. Isn't that nice? That's good. I'm going to leave it like that because I don't know how much you're going to see with that anywho. And let's get rid of my brushes. Right there. Get some paper towels and sop that up while we dry it. Get our Peerless watercolor set aside so we have some room. And I think I might spray this just a tad over here. Okay. And I'm going to grab a piece of paper to sop this up in case I might use this for my sentiment. So you don't want to waste any color. There's some over there. Really nice. Okay, and I'll set that aside. Now let's do some actual cleaning and assemble the card. I think it'll look really cute. Okay, let's dry this. There we are. It almost looks like glass beads. That's so beautifully crackled. That is well worth the money. How much did I pay for that crackle? That's only $4.25 US. If you want to, I'll leave a link for that. I'm wondering whether I should put acetate under there or not. I just may do that. Let's see. Grab a piece of acetate. Oh, sorry. This is my nice thick acetate. I think it'll look much more sea-like. And look at this. Isn't that sweet? Okay, quickly, Carol. Let's get the scissors. We'll put this together. I get this heavyweight acetate at my stationery store. There we go. Yeah, I think that. All right, let's go. And I need to do the sentiment. And I need that little black piece. Oh no. You know that little black piece I had? Hopefully I did not misplace that. Where it fell on the floor. Let's take a peeky. Okay. I might have to come back with that finished off because I don't want to waste any time. Alright, the first thing we're going to need to do, this is our piece. We're going to need to put some foam. So let's get some of our round, cut off a piece here, and start assembling our card. I know that this is going here, and it will not be raised up. So let's do that right away. What tape should I use for that? Let's see if my extreme, I can use that. Do you ever have that problem? You don't know where it starts and where it ends? No, it's not gliding. Okay, so much for that one. Let's try the red. Isn't my day. Okay, we got it. Oh yeah, that's strong. Whoa. Yikes. Let's see what we got going here. It's still wet a bit. I have to take it easy here. It's lifting. I should have really done double-sided tape, but it's going down. Let's see. Here's the card base. Okay. So let's put this on, leaving a little border. like that. I can always go in with liquid glue when it's a little more dry. Tell me that is not cute in itself. Look at that. Very Carol. Time is ticking away. I think I'll put my sentiment up there, so let's get this on here. There we are. Okay. And where's my huge roll here? Thank you so much for joining me. I've been fighting a bad headache today, and that's probably why I'm a little more solemn than I usually am, my chipper self. There we are. And let's get this up and our fishies in and our sentiment on there, and we are all set. Please don't run out of time. Am I going to see that? No. There we go. How much time? I'm always working against the clock, aren't I? There we go. And should have had all of this ready, so you didn't have to go through the agony of watching me. Okay, that looks good. Let's release this. I have to be careful because my hands have paint on them. That is not going to work on a white card. Oh no. There we go. I always wondered that when I go over to Stamp Nation and all the Dream Team members that have the clean and simple cards, they must wash their hands like continually. Because I would be. With vintage cards, you don't have to worry. You just make the mess and incorporate it into your card. Altogether different. Okay. Uh, 1 minute. Do you think we can do it in 1 minute? I don't. Okay. I'm just going to keep going. I am not going to stop this and do it over because I wanted you to see how I did everything. If I stop the camera, you're not going to see that, are you? Okay, so we'll go into part 3 if I have to. Okay, so here we have, which I am going to, because I want, I have a dilemma. No, you don't want to see the outside, right? All right. Let's just set that down like that. And there we go. Sorry. There we are. Oh, lift up, lift up, lift up. I forgot my acetate. And my shattered nerves.